citizens of São Paulo, Brazil, are mourning the death of the city's youngest mayor. Meanwhile, concerns are growing in Japan over the upcoming Olympics. Ian Lee is joining us now from London following these stories and more. Ian, what can you tell us?
Good morning, Anne-Marie. Sao Paulo's mayor, Bruno Covas, found out he had cancer back in 2019. It was first discovered in his digestive system, but later spread to his bones. The 41-year-old was hospitalized earlier this month when his condition took a turn for the worse. Covas became mayor of Brazil's largest city back in 2018 after his predecessor ran for state governor. Covas won re-election last year with almost 60% of the vote. Next, we are in Japan, where the Summer Olympics are facing a strong headwind. According to a new poll, more than 80% of Japanese citizens don't want them to happen. Many are worried the Games will become a super spreader event. The country is already facing a fourth wave of the virus as Japan expanded its state of emergency. Olympic organizers say tough COVID measures, including regular testing and banning overseas fans, will keep the Games safe. But even the country's big, influential business leaders are adding their 2 cents. One CEO says hosting the Games would be a suicide mission. We move on to Samoa, where the country is set to get its first ever female leader. Fiami Naomi Mataafa will become prime minister after the country's Supreme Court broke the political deadlock. Both the ruling and opposition parties won an equal number of seats. Then an independent lawmaker broke away and joined the opposition. In a Hail Mary attempt to stay in power, the ruling party tried to call for a new election. The opposition fought back, saying the move was unconstitutional trickery. The court agreed and rejected the move. Finally, we have an important study from the World Health Organization that found working longer hours is killing hundreds of thousands of people a year. And the WHO says the pandemic is making it worse. Researchers say with the increased digitalization of our work, it has become harder to disconnect. And this is the first global study of its kind, which found 745,000 people died from stroke and heart disease associated with longer working hours. The majority were men who are middle-aged or older. People living in the Western Pacific region were also the most affected. Anne-Marie, I found myself stretching out my workday when I was working from home during the pandemic, and it just seemed harder to be done for the day, and unlike an office where you can just leave. So in the spirit of working less, I say we take the rest of the day off. I'm sure our bosses who are watching will be okay with that.
Oh, from your lips to their ears, especially for you, sir, because as I understand, you were celebrating yet another trip around the sun. Despite your long hours, you've managed to survive yet another year. Happy birthday to you. Many, many more years with much fewer hours, I hope, for good reasons, of course.
Thank you.